If you are wanting to learn how to batch your social media content, how to create more branded content, and how to save yourself a lot of time when it comes to your social media platforms, stay tuned because that's what we're going to be talking about today. Coming up. So this video is the first in a two-part series where we talk about how to batch your social media content. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you why you want to batch your content, how exactly to do that, how to plan it out, how to schedule it, how to know what to say in your content. In our second video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I do to create my own social media content using Canva, which is a free, amazing program. So you'll be able to see how easy it is, and you'll also be able to see how to use it in your own business. So I have to tell you that it took me a long time to start batching my social media content. I kept hearing how it was a great thing, I kept seeing it recommended to do, but I was a little bit intimidated by the process of sitting down and writing out what I was going to say every day. I also was nervous because I want to come across relatable, and I want to come across as genuine, and I didn't want to just be posting stuff it just looked like I was just running a business and wasn't really being personable. So I was worried about that as well. But until I really sat down and figured out how to batch my social media content, it took me so much more time to run my social media platforms. And also I wasn't nearly as branded as I wanted to be. Now that I've figured out how to batch my content in a way that I'm comfortable with, I will never go back. It saves me so much time and so much energy. As a busy mom, I don't have a lot of time to spend on social media, and I have so many other things that I'm doing to build my business and work in my business that I really need to minimize the time that I'm spending on the steps where I can. There's certain things we can't cut corners on, but batching your social media content is one of those things that will free up time that you can spend working on something more profitable for your business. And now that I'm batching my content, it makes it so much easier to be very consistent across the board with your brand. Before I would just be kind of scrambling to find a post. I would maybe just grab something from somebody else, or I would, just throw up a post, grab a post together and kind of throw it up. It wasn't nearly as consistent or as defined as I wanted it to be, but now that I batch my content, I can have, the same kind of graphics, the same style of design, the same colors. I can keep things much more consistent across the board, so when people see my posts, they can recognize that they are from me, and that is exactly what a brand is for. And I know that if you learn how to batch your content, you're going to really love the system. You're going to feel a lot of clarity in what your brand is, what you want your feel of your post to be. Your pages and your profiles are going to look a lot more professional. You're going to have a lot of consistency across the board, and you're going to have a lot less stress because you know exactly what you're posting, you know when you're posting it. All you have to do is put it up. It's already created, it's there for you, and you can just post it. So that is the why to content batch. Let's get into the how. So the first thing you're going to need to figure out is how much time you're batching for. Are you batching out for a week? Some people batch out a whole month. Some people will batch out 3 months or even 6 months worth of content. I personally batch out a month at a time. I still like to really have a connection with what I am posting. And social media isn't about just creating a bunch of cute quotes and cute graphics. It's really about building relationships and being authentic. So I really like to still feel a connection to what I am posting and kind of base it around what's going on in my life and also in the world around me. I like to really still have that more hands-on approach. I can't even really imagine posting 6 months out from now. That would just feel very unauthentic to me. So I don't post out more than a month at a time. So one of my favorite tools to use for content batching is this handy dandy little planner here. Now I'm very much a paper and pen type of gal, so if you have something online that you prefer to use or Google Docs type of format that you like to use, by all means go ahead and use that. I love to see things in an actual book. That's just who I am. I think it's just part of being an author. You just really like to see that on paper. So I actually bought this on Amazon, and I thought it was a lot bigger. I must not have read the description right or something. I thought it was a lot bigger, so I was going to use it for my daily planner, and then when it arrived, it was kind of too small to use for my daily planner. So it ended up coming in handy for my social media content. So I'm going to just show you an example of what I would do, and obviously this is still blank. So in this planner, it has a calendar like this, like most planners do. And what I would do, so if I was planning out, what is this, July? If I was scheduling out my social media content for July, I will open it up to this, and as I create graphics for each day, I will write the title of my quote or the title of my graphic on the day that I'm supposed to post it. Now, when I go in Canva or wherever and create that graphic, I will also title that picture the same, I will title it the name of the date. Name of the date? That's not right. I will title it with the date. Now, I don't post on Sundays or Saturdays typically. Those are my days that I have planned to have off if needed. I often, still do work my business, but the weekends are available for my family, or if something's going on, I just like to really leave those open and kind of have a little bit of an off day. But I do post every weekday. I like to have a system where I have like a graphic type post and then a picture post. You see it on Instagram where they kind of space their pictures and posts out. And that's a really smart idea. And I will go into this more when I talk about Canva and how you should set up your designs. I also like to have a personal day where I have a personal post, whatever's going on in my life at the time. Before I batch my content, I, would try to find things to talk about, but, it's not every day is exciting for me. Not every day has something really that interesting that my friends are gonna wanna see. So it was a little bit of a struggle for me to find things to talk about. I still wanted to share my life and I wanted to be authentic, but it was a little bit hard for me to have that pressure of needing to come up with something. So now I just have once a week. So I have all week to think of what's something personal that's going on in my life that my friends would find interesting or, encouraging, or, just be able to share my life, in my life a little bit. So I do have a personal day that I leave blank. I don't plan a quote or, graphic or anything for that day. I just leave it open for me to be able to post whatever's on my heart or whatever's going on that day. So a lot of times what I will do is, as I go through my day, I will come across social media posts, or maybe it's something in a book that I read, or maybe it's something that I've been thinking about that I want to use as a quote or as a caption for my social media content. So I will make note of it, maybe actually make note of it in a notebook, or I will maybe save the quote to my pictures on my phone, or take a screenshot. And then when I'm ready to batch my content at usually the end of the month for the next month, when I go to batch my content, I will go through that list of things and make my own graphics and, quotes with my own branding and my colors. You want to be really careful not to steal somebody else's content, but if you use their, whatever they said, and you make sure that you are giving them credit for what they said, that is fine. I mean, you're actually promoting them to your community, so that is fine. Just be careful that you don't steal somebody else's quote and make it your own. Always, if I know that it's who it's from, I will always put their name there. Sometimes, there's a lot of quotes that float around that we don't really know who they originate with, and that's fine, but just be careful in all of this to not, be stealing somebody else's content. Make sure that you are making it your own, even if you are changing the words, or at the least, referencing that they're the one that said it, that they're the one that this quote comes from, and nobody minds you repurposing content. They just want to make sure that they're the one getting credit for it if they're the one that said it. And just knowing that you are planning to do this kind of content and that you need content for your social media posts really helps you to be aware of things throughout the day as you come across these great quotes, or you read something, or you are thinking through something and you really have like a light bulb moment. Just keeping note of all those is not only going to help you, because now you have a storehouse of all these great quotes and motivation, or whatever your brand is, but it also really helps you to be able to gather up that content. By the end of a month, you will easily have another batch of content for the following month. So I'm going to put the link to the second part in the series right up here. It's going to go more into defining your brand colors, and creating professional looking, beautiful social media posts that are consistent with your brand. I'm also going to be sharing with you how to use Canva and the basics of creating your social media posts with Canva. If you want to see my top tips on how to balance mom life with building a successful business, I will put that video down here. As always, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video.